Hello, everybody. Welcome. Sunday Adelaja here from Kiev, Ukraine. Chegun Fatuma, Rochelle White, Nini Olushola, Anne-Marie, Mayowa, Bola Luro. Wow, Bola Luro is back. Long time. We have missed you. We almost thought we had lost you. Oh, look who came on today. Liz Ekax. Wow. Liz, that is Kenya. Kenya. How is Kenya, my dear? Are you still in Kenya? Omonike Ikeade. Jide Craig. Olabode Thomas. Justin Mayo. Olabode Thomas. That's my classmate from my village. How are you, buddy? Neki Okoro, Joyce Ero, Olayinka Abraham, Cosby Anjori, Goya Sharis, Ushe Godfrey, Kenjal Sami, Shigo Wafo, Kate Imoedeme, Shioma, Robin, Afolabi Victor, Ucheshi Uwigwe. Wow, look who is here. Past Dr. Sufficient is already in America. You are sending that kisses.
Yes, many kisses.
Come here. Come and send that kisses. Oh, you don't want to come here. Now she's already writing.
Wow.
Hello, Pastor, and all lovely people from Sufficient and Jacob.
Sufficient and Jacob.
Yeah. Now she cannot just say from Dr. Sufficient anymore.
Okay. Now we are
two becoming one flesh.
on the couple, yes. No. Sufficient, we are so glad to hear from you. And I know I just sent a kiss for you. I just was sitting and Pastor, Pastor, you can just sit near him and to do nothing.
You are not preparing for camera.
Of course, I'm not makeup so it's too.
Without makeup, right?
No makeup at all. It's not.
But you still came.
Yes, I came.
What?
But I didn't expect. But with Pastor, guys, one thing with Pastor, you must be prepared for everything in any time. So
Always ready.
No makeup is your problem. No something is your problem.
You sure? No, I see makeup.
Lipstick is not makeup.
Oh,
Pastor.
okay. That is just lipstick, ordinary lipstick.
Yeah. And it's right. It's not.
It's not real makeup, eh?
No. It's for morning. Morning makeup, Pastor. You don't understand.
Okay. What about you? You ready for camera?
Who's another one, girl?
Is she ready for camera? She has makeup?
Yes, I think so.
She's more ready than you?
Sufficient, hello.
Sufficient and Jacob. Is it password is
Many smiles, many we see. Sufficient, we're so glad. Even yesterday, Pastor, in our fellowship, in the Russian fellowship, we spoke about you, Sufficient. What do you think? And I say to everybody that Sufficient on her last day in Pastor's house came to my birthday and celebrated me. She found time to sit with me. And I said, for 2 years to know someone, it's you know, you can tell something about him. So sufficient. I'm so glad to meet you, to know you, because you are awesome person. You're kind. You bring in my life something. You know, you bring with your presence stability, maybe, because you're always in a good mood. You try, even if you are going through something, you say hello, Tanya, and you know, and I'm yours. In this moment, I said, okay, sufficient came. You know, you bring in with your presence, you bring in something, your presence. So thank you for these 2 years of spending together. Thank you for being faithful to God, first of all, and to be faithful to Pastor, because he is going through many sins, and you are still with him, and you are going with him to Africa. And I wish you and you awesome and handsome husband very, very good life. I wish you sweet life. I wish you rich life. I wish you rich life for God, first of all, and for, you know,
for yourself.
For yourself, of course, because God wants us to be rich, to do good things. So I wish you this. I wish you many things. So we will speak later. And greetings to America. I will come one day. Thank you.
Thank you, girls.
Thank you.
Sorry that I just thought we should say hi to her, but I never thought of the cosmetic part.
You know, you never know when women are opening your mouth when she was closed.
I saw you didn't have too much cosmetics, but I didn't know that was an issue.
No. It was like a joke.
Jacob also is a good morning, Pastor. So glad to have my wife home.
Of course you do, Pastor.
Of course you do.
Of course you do, Pastor Jacob. After so many months,
almost like 6 years away, separate. Yeah. Well, just 6 months separate, but almost like 6 years separate. Okay, guys. Today we're going to have a lot of fun. The topic of today also is going to be fun by itself. I hope you saw the topic already. If not, let's read it. The topic of today's teaching is why you shouldn't wait for miracles in 2017. Why you shouldn't wait for miracles in 2017. I wanted to write why you shouldn't expect miracles in 2016. Why you shouldn't wait for miracles in 2017. That kind of topic will be catastrophic for a lot of people in churches. That kind of topic will be catastrophic for a lot of charismatic believers. That kind of topic is catastrophic for people who go to church just for miracles. That kind of topic is catastrophic for those who think that this year is their year of miracles. And here comes Pastor Sunday and says why you shouldn't wait for miracles in 2017. Why you should not expect a miracle in 2017. So what should we expect? Where are we heading? Where are we going to with this message? Unfortunately, Yetunde is reminding us that, please, brethren, let's go and share this message. Let's go share the message. Yes, please. Let's quickly take a few minutes and go and share the message, okay? Look under the share button look under the video, you see the share button. That's what I wanted to say. Look under the video, you see the share button, and let's go quickly share the button. Let's go share the message. Let's go share the message. Let's press the button to share the message. And of course, Merry Christmas to all of you. But I'm not big on that. I'm big on looking forward. I'm big on vision, and I've been busy doing the will of God. So instead of being busy waiting for miracles to come in this new 2017, it's better to get to sit down and to use this Christmas season to plan out something for your life, to plan out something better, to plan out your miracle instead of waiting for the miracle. Now, in this title, if you have finished sharing the link, this whole week I'm going to be talking about why you should not expect miracles for the whole week. So I'm going to be tracing the topic in different areas. So if we shouldn't wait for miracles, what should we do? And what should happen? And why we should not wait for miracles? Or why we should not expect miracles? So we're going to be talking about that. It's going to be, the general idea is preparing us for the new 2017. So, and I want to make you know that whatever, many of you are expecting for something to change between this 2016 and 2017. You want something to happen in your life. And I want to tell you that in most of the cases, nothing new will happen. In most of the cases, your life will be the same that it used to be, or your life will never improve. And between 2016 and in the new year 2017, as a matter of fact, your life could get worse than it was 2016. If there are some specific things that you need to do, if your life is to change in 2017, if you don't do those specific things, things won't change. Things won't change. So miracles, that's not the way to go. Waiting for miracles, that's not the key. Expecting miracles, you could, but don't just expect miracles. Don't just wait for miracles. So that's why this topic, this whole week, is going to challenge your theology a lot. It's going to challenge you from your comfort zone, and it's going to be sometimes unpleasant. It's going to be a little bit unpleasant to you, but if you will listen, and if you will want to learn and really listen, not to criticize and not to flare up, but to really get the gist of the message, things, you'll begin to be in charge of your life. Your life will no more be a mystery. Your life is not going to be something that is uncertain anymore. You could actually make your life certain and know exactly what you want and how to get what you want. So why you shouldn't wait for miracles in 2017? Why you shouldn't wait for miracles in 2017? Now, let me start by talking about one of my favorite quotes. One of my favorite quotes. Maybe some of you have heard of Ralph Waldo Emerson, right? Now, Ralph Waldo Emerson is a great American writer. I so much subscribe to a lot of his ideas and a lot of his thoughts. We reason together in a lot of ways, in a similar way. So if you read some of my books, especially my books in English, in Russian language, I use a lot of quotations from Ralph Waldo. Ralph Waldo Emerson, he has some great thoughts. He has some great thoughts. And one of the great thoughts of Ralph Waldo Emerson is what I would like to start this message with. Now, maybe you've come across this before, maybe you have not, but it's a great thought. It's a great thought, believe me. So what does he say? What does Ralph Waldo Emerson say? Ralph Waldo Emerson say, for example, let me tell you something first of all about my life before I tell you the quotation of Ralph Waldo Emerson. To a large extent, I feel that I'm not living among my contemporaries. I think many times that I'm living either I'm living among a few great minds that have lived before, or I am living among my group of my people have not yet been born. They're out there. People who think like me or who think like me are not yet here. They are yet coming. They are yet to come. But I see some of them in history. Like we have the same mind. One of those people is Ralph Waldo Emerson. Not to the great extent, but I want to go. I see myself mainly going to Africa, especially, and in Christianity. I see myself as the Christian Voltaire. Yeah, I see myself as the Christian Voltaire. In French, I think that would be Voltaire. I see myself as the Christian Voltaire. That's what I want to do in Africa. That's what I want to be in Africa. I want to be the Voltaire of my generation for the African continent and for Nigeria in particular. So the Immanuel Kant of modern times, but especially Voltaire, but the Christian Voltaire, the God's Voltaire. That's my greatest. That mind is like my. Is my. I think his mind is closest to mine as a philosopher, but as revolutionary, I see myself more as Martin Luther King. I mean, not Martin Luther King, Martin Luther, and Martin Luther King as well, but Martin Luther, more of Martin Luther, and yeah. Okay, Elizabeth Ali said, Pastor, I read chapter 1 of Insulted by Ungodliness this morning. Oh boy. I am more angry than Martin Luther King right now. Indeed, the book is not for those who love comfort. We'll keep reading after this session. Thank you, Pastor, for the wake-up call. I told you that book is a gift for people who want to be on fire. And that book is for people who want to do so, who want to be revolutionaries and who want to change the world. That book, Insulted by Godliness, people are thinking that I wrote good books, but Church Shift is a good book. People think, Money Will Make You Rich is a good book. Wait till you read the book on Insulted by Ungodliness. Wait till you read Insulted by Ungodliness. You will then discover that, wow, Pastor Sunday is just so a miracle every day. So if you don't have that book, actually before the end of the year, that is before Saturday, if you could get your copy before Saturday, you are actually getting it for free almost. I think it's $2 or something, or $2.50 or something. So it's almost for free on Amazon and Okada Books, especially if you are getting the electronic copy, Insulted by Ungodliness. So anyway, talking about Ralph Waldo Emerson. Ralph Waldo Emerson said something that I really feel that we need to pay attention to. And that is what I want to start my message this week with. So, like I said, he says a lot of things, a lot of very good things he has said. And he says all the time that I'm really just in love with. But today's quotation is one of my favorite quotations from him. It's one of my favorite quotations from Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson, and that is what it says is, shallow men believe in miracles or luck. Shallow men believe in luck or miracles. Shallow men believe in luck or miracle. And that's nice. Strong men believe in cause and effect. So shallow men believe in luck or miracles, but strong men believe in cause and effect. Well, what do you think about that? That's not for religious mind, isn't it? That's not for religious people, and it's not for religious minds. It's not for religious minds. It's not for religious minds. It's for thinking minds. Shallow men believe in luck and miracles. Shallow men believe in luck and miracles. But strong men believe in cause and effect. I want you to think about that again. Why you should not expect miracle in 2017. Not because I don't believe in miracles, and not because I'm saying there are no miracles, and not because I'm thinking that you should not believe in miracles. That's why I said that this message this week is going to shake your theology, and it's going to really mess up religious people. Religious people, and especially charismatic people, are going to be mad this week. They are going to, but before you get mad, I want you to listen carefully to everything in details, and only after that think if you are always right, and if you are right where you are, in the school of thought that you've been, or you need to learn a few things. And if Pastor Sunday is saying it, if Ralph Waldo Emerson is saying it, these are not people who don't know anything. They know some things. And especially if I am saying that, because I'm a miracle worker. I'm a miracle worker for sure. I think if you are going to talk about documented miracles, I probably have more miracles than most preachers in the world. But I don't campaign with them. I don't push them forward. I don't flaunt them. I don't use them as the big thing, because miracle is not the big thing. The miracle is. That's why the Bible says that miracle is for children. It's children's bread. It's not for adults. It's not for grown-up people. It's not for thinking people. It's for, like, Ralph Waldo Emerson said, it's for shallow men. It's for shallow people. It's either for children or for weak people. Weak people. So when we now reduce ourselves and our lives to only waiting for miracles, we make ourselves weak. When we reduce ourselves to people who are only waiting for chance and luck, we dishonor not just ourselves, we dishonor God. Even though God himself is the miracle worker. But when you begin to wait for miracles, you dishonor God. Even though God himself is the biggest miracle worker in the world, God himself is the one that came about the ideas of miracle. But once you begin to fold your hands and only wait and pray for miracles, you give God a dirty slap in the face. That is a slap in God's face. Waiting. Underline the word waiting. Waiting for miracles. When you begin to wait for miracles or run after miracles or expect miracles, you give God a slap in the face. Miracles are not for grown men. Miracles are not for matured men. Miracles are children's bread. Miracles are for children or for unbelievers. In Corinthians, it says miracles is for unbelievers. Miracles are for unbelievers. In the gospel, it says miracles are for children's bread. In the Old Testament, we see that miracles is for the wilderness. Once people get to the promised land, they have to perform their own miracle by themselves. So Ralph Waldo Emerson knows what he's talking about. And even Jesus said that go and preach this gospel of the kingdom, and these miracles shall follow you. These signs shall follow you. So even God, even Jesus will feel insulted when we begin to wait for miracles or run after miracles or expect miracles. Jesus expects miracles to run after you. Jesus does not expect you to run after miracles. Miracles should follow you. Miracles should run after you. You should not reduce yourself to any that runs after miracles. When you begin to run after miracles, you reduce yourself. You dehumanize yourself. You devalue yourself. When you begin to wait for miracles, run after miracles, you make yourself of lower quality than you really are. You reduce your significance. You reduce your essence. That is why he said, these signs shall follow. Who is following who? Is it the man created in God's image that is following miracles, running after miracles? Or miracles running after the man? But what we have done in the church today is that we have reduced man to animal level. We have reduced humans to the level of animals. So we just reduce them to insignificant, irrelevant human beings that are too weak to determine and decide their destinies. So weak that the only thing we educate them in is we just educate them that they are too weak to do anything, to make anything happen, that the only thing they can do is to helplessly be running from one miracle center to the other. That they will be running from one miracle crusade center to the other, from one prayer meeting to the other, from one crusade ground to the other, from one camp meeting to the other. Because they have been reduced in their significance. They have been reduced in their values. That the only thing now that we see their fit to do is to make them like animals that are void of strength, void of willpower, and void of creativity. So much that the only thing they can do now is to go and be begging for miracles. Even God himself does not want you to beg for miracles. He doesn't even want you to beg him for miracles. In fact, as a matter of fact, there was a time when Jesus saw so many people come to him and said, why are you following me? Is it because you saw miracle yesterday? He said, come on, get out of here, so that I will not see you here. If you are following me because of the miracles that you see, if you are following me because I did miracle yesterday, I don't need you. Don't let me even see you here. Come on, get out of here. You don't deserve to be my disciples. You don't deserve to be my followers. Are you following me because I fed 5,000 yesterday? But in today's church, we rather want them to follow us because of that. We are reducing people to be weak men, shallow men. We make people weak and shallow. We make people helpless, and we make people into slaves in their minds when we teach them to run after miracles. When we teach them to live for miracles, when we teach them that miracles is what they should expect every time. So, I don't know how many of you will get angry at me, and I don't know how many people will say I'm in error, but when we get to heaven, you will discover the truth. as wonderful as miracles are, and like I said, but they are only children's bread. As wonderful as miracles are, they are only for unbelievers. Signs are only for unbelievers. Signs are for unbelievers. That's why God will always anoint evangelists more, because He doesn't expect evangelists to be doing signs and wonders in the church every day. He expects evangelists to be in the field winning unbelievers to the Lord. That's why, that's where they're supposed to be. That's where miracles belong. But here, you are supposed to bring maturity out of people. So today, I'm teaching this because I know that a lot of you who are watching me, and some of you are saying you are Pastor Sunday's disciples, and you are, you are busy enjoying, you are busy enjoying your holiday season now. Oh, Christmas, I think Christmas party, you wear cap and run about and throw party around, and 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, you are just enjoying yourself. And then some of you are going from one prayer house to the other. Okay? And then you are expecting that next year, and God will just visit you, there will be miracles, that you are waiting that next year will be better than this year, and that God will send some miracles. Well, that time you are running about, doing, Happy Christmas and all that, and wearing cap and dancing, partying. Maybe that's the time you are supposed to sit down. Do some serious thinking. Do the analysis of the year that has just passed. Get your thoughts together for the next year. Plan out what you want to see next year. What are the things you must change? What are the things you must do differently? What are the things that you must introduce? What are the routines that you want to develop? What are the principles that you want to surround your activities and your life around? And what are the new things that you want to do so that you'll be able to experience all the new things and the things that you never experienced this year? You have to plan out your miracles by yourself. So instead of you to plan out your miracles by yourself, you are busy going about and looking for miracles, and going about expecting miracles and doing party, happy birthday, this and that. So that time you are using to party and to run about. Why don't you just lock yourself up? Why don't you just get into solitude? Get yourself together. Clear your mind. Get new ideas. Hear from God. Build your strategies for next year. Then you make your miracles predictable by yourself. You'll be in charge of your own life. You'll be in charge of your own principles. You'll be of your own destiny, of your own future. Then after you have done your best, after you have planned everything out, after you know what you are supposed to do and what is waiting for you, then you don't even need to pray for miracles. You can now say, okay, God, this is it. I've done my best. And once you've done your best, you don't even need to ask for miracles. Miracles themselves will begin to follow you. Not you following miracles. Not you looking for miracles. Miracles themselves will begin to follow you. Now, let me tell you why I said I'm not big on those holidays and party and New Year, Christmas, and all those kind of festivities. The reason why I'm not big on those things is because they are distractions. To a large extent, they are distractions. Those things like parties and New Year and Christmas, you either use them to fortify yourself, to solidify yourself, to maybe go and be alone, maybe to go and, meditate, think your life through, plan things out for yourself. Or you use it to be a time when you write your book, or a time when you do what you couldn't do all the months before. Or you want to use it as a time when you want to get knowledge, you want to go and read. Or you want to use it as a time, it has to be a time that you are using to fortify yourself, to strengthen yourself, to strengthen your vision, to pursue your vision, to pursue God. It has to be, you have to be in charge. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't let yourself be in the flow of the moment. You should not make yourself to be the victim and the slave of public opinion, and begin to do what everybody else is doing. You shouldn't make yourself that weak. And another thing you could do is you could use it to pursue your vision. You could use it to fortify your team. You could use this as a time to go and get knowledge, or as a time to prepare your people, to train your people, or to put up some programs. When I was actively pastoring, what I used to do most of the time, every holiday, I would put up a program. I would put up a training program, or an outreach program, or a teaching program, or a master class, or an HMT, or a retreat program, or a leadership program. One thing or the other, I will use it to do something that is constructive, instead of just running about and doing what everybody wants to do in holidays. Yes, it could be a time for recuperation as well. It could be a time for rejuvenating yourself and to rest, recouping your energy. Yes, it could be a time like that. Then what you could do is go travel somewhere and rest, and what you are. But it has to be a purposeful time. That's the idea. It has to be a purposeful season. It has to be a time that you are on top of it, and you know exactly what you're doing, why you are doing it, why you want to take that particular step, and what is the result you want to get at the end of the day. So it must be an informed decision, a conscious season. Because during the holiday season, it's not a conscious season for a lot of people. It's a season of instincts, and it's a season of reflexes, and it's a season of stimulation. People just get stimulated, and they just get themselves stimulated by everything that is happening around. And it's supposed to be actually the most profitable time for you. It's supposed to be one of the most the rewarding, profitable time of growth for your own self. So instead of you sitting around partying and then expecting miracles, it's better for you to go and sit down somewhere, get your acts together, plan out for your miracles, do everything you need to do before you expect a miracle. Dr. Ladi said, an anesthesiologist friend of mine told me that he raised people from the dead daily at work. People go to the operation room and expect to come out alive. If the anesthesiologist is not knowledgeable, then you will need a miracle. Exactly. You are going ahead of me, Pastor. You are a thinking mind. You are thinking so fast, because I wanted to talk about that. It's better to go and get the knowledge. That whatever you call him, anesthesiologist, that anesthesiologist, it's better to do what he has done. How is life supposed to be lived? Life is supposed to be lived just like that. You are supposed to do what? You are supposed to be in charge of your time. Use your time as your investment period. Use your time as the time when you invest your time wisely. Use your time wisely. So this holiday season is a time for you to use an opportunity for you to use it wisely, to plan for the coming year, to put things together. And then you will not be waiting for miracles the next year. You have prepared for miracle, and you are now expecting miracle based on your preparations. So what I think is the way we are supposed to live as humans is that we are supposed to build ourselves up, get to know God's will, get to know the way to carry out that will of God, prepare ourselves for it, build structures, build systems, work hard towards that. And so that you will not need to be waiting for miracles because you are not prepared. It is always better, let me say it this way. I would prefer to build a hospital where there will be miracles every day. I would prefer to build a hospital where people will be cured from diseases, from malaria, let's say malaria for example, or from flu. Just ordinary thing like flu. I would rather have a hospital in every city where things like flu, malaria, cancer, accidents could be cured on daily basis than sitting in church and expecting miracles. That if somebody is brought to the church to be killed, that people should be praying for miracles that the malaria will go or the flu will go. What about if the guy that is the miracle worker is not around that day? What about if he's sick himself? What about if he goes to town, he goes out of town? It is, hospitals are better than miracle crusades. Hospitals are more reliable. Why? Because they are based on laws. That is the way God has created the earth, that we should get his wisdom, his knowledge, and use that wisdom and knowledge to build a predictable life rather than expect miracles. Sitting down and expecting miracles. So now you begin to understand what Waldo Emerson says better. Because it's only shallow men, instead of them going to study medicine, instead of them to build medical schools, instead of them to build hospitals and learn the trade, learn the act of curing people, they would rather not go to study. They will not go to build hospitals. They will not build teaching hospitals. They will not build medical schools. They will not go and study medicine. They will rather go and to church and be saying, "Oh, we want miracle working power to come." But the thing with miracle working power is you can't always predict if it's going to work or not. It's only God who is the miracle worker. That's why all the miracle workers, they cannot always give you any guarantee. But at least with hospitals, you know the result. That if you take your tablets well, if you go according to the rule, everything will be okay. Only in exceptional cases, things will not be okay. Either when your time is up that you need to die, or that you are not treated well. But if everything is treated well, knowledge is superior to miracles. Knowledge is superior to miracles. The knowledge of cause and effect is superior to miracles. That is why God has made it in such a way that only the probability of miracles in our daily life is only, from 0 to 2%. Maximum, the highest probability of miracles in our daily life, the highest is 2%. Even on regular basis is less than, it's between 0.2 to 2%, the probability of miracles. So it is not normal to wait and live for miracles. So it is rather to go and study to be anesthesiologist like this person who is raising people from the dead every day, 10, 50, than for you to be waiting to be a miracle worker. Oh God, I'm waiting on the mountain. I'm on this mountain for 7 days, 70 days, 2 months, 1 year, 40 days fast, 40 days this, and that God will make me to raise the dead. The anesthesiologist is raising the dead every day, 10 of them every day. Doctors, surgeons are raising the dead every day. Hundreds. And you are waiting for one miracle to raise the dead one day. And that dead is not even certified dead. It's just maybe it's just clinical dead. Maybe it's not even dead. Maybe it's just fainted. And you even that's why you cannot raise from the dead. Because God has created a world that the world will be run by principles. The world is not supposed to be run by miracles. The world is supposed to be run by principles, not by miracles. The world is supposed to be run by principles, not by miracles. Miracles are exceptions. Principles are the rules. So, are you expecting some miracles in 2017? Are you still expecting them? Are you still expecting some miracles in 2017? You could expect. But what have you done to expect to qualify yourself for those miracles? What have you done? What are you doing? It's better for you to do everything that you need to do from your own part before you begin now to expect miracles. Do everything you need to do, and God will decide if you need miracle or not. And it is God who does miracles at the end of the day, not you, and not your works, not your attempts, not your religiosity brings you miracle. It is what God does that brings miracle. So shallow men though, religion, and that is why a lot of churches are going to be irrelevant in the next 20-50 years. And do you know why churches in Europe are no more relevant? Because they didn't balance their teachings. Churches in Europe and America, they are dying off. Churches are dying off. They're dying off like nonsense. Churches are not relevant in Europe or in developed countries anymore. They are dying off. People are losing interest. Churches are not. They are not. Only some marginal people, some weak people or desperate people are in churches these days. No more people. They don't respect church anymore. You know why? Because churches, people are getting wiser every day. People are getting wisdom every day, and people are discovering that. Why should I just be going to church to be waiting for some miracles when God has already made miracles all around me? Oh, the whole earth itself is a miracle. And God is already giving me the power to be that miracle worker. God has already made you and given you the power to be the miracle worker yourself. And now, so churches are no more, appealing to people. Why? Because the church has not brought out the balanced message. And the balanced message is to teach people, for people to be miracle workers themselves, to teach people that miracle is not what you're supposed to be living by, to teach people that miracle, they should not be waiting and expecting miracles. The churches are supposed to let people know that yes, miracles are possible, yes, God does miracles, yes, miracles are wonderful, but don't be waiting for miracles. But what the churches have done is that they have overemphasized miracles. Everything is about miracle. And in a society that is advanced, in a society that is having knowledge and wisdom, that information is spread very fast, they discover that it is fake. The people have discovered that why should I be waiting for miracles when, why should I? Because miracle is always a chance. Miracle is like wait for chance. Why should I wait for chance when I could, follow concrete rules and principles and be sure of certain results? So when churches are telling people that without God you can do nothing, and without only God can do this, only God, only you have to go to church, you have to do only miracles, only God, only this. Yes, without God you can do nothing, because God sends you oxygen. God wakes you up in the morning. God sends you sun. God gives you strength. God gives you the energy you have. God, but He has already done all the miracles. God has already given you all that. He has already given you the sun. He has already given you the oxygen. He has already given you the strength. He has already given you the body. He has already given you the mind. He has already done all the miracles that you need to function. So now you are going to sit on His neck again and say, I know, maybe, but that is why, when we say God, without God, you cannot do anything. It doesn't mean that that you cannot function every day without God. It's just like saying now that I have this water here. You see this water? I have this water here, and I have the cup here, and I'm saying without God I cannot do it. Without God I cannot do anything. No. So God Almighty, in the name of Jesus, I need to drink water. I die out of thirsting. God, in the name of Jesus, make you pour that water and make you take that cup and put it in my mouth. God, without you I can do nothing. So take the water, oh God, the Holy Spirit, in Jesus' name. Holy Spirit, pour the water, bring it to my mouth. I command that water, pour. I command the water, come, pour now. No, of course, without God you cannot do anything. But God has already provided the water. God has provided the cup. Make you wake your head up and pour the water with your own physical hand. He has given you the hand. He has given you the mouth. He has given you the water. He has given. What else are you waiting for? You be fool. And drink your water. Drink your water if you need to drink water. Good stuff. Good water. Good stuff. Adeleke Adewale Emmanuel is asking audio version of this place. Audio version. I think you are in Nigeria, or Adeleke Adewale. If you are in Nigeria, please get in touch with Shioma. You should choose Shioma or Ushe. One of them here. They normally put their telephone here. If you get in touch with Shioma, I think she normally writes her telephone here. If you get in touch with her, she might be able to get you the audio version of that message. So to wait for miracles and to be waiting for miracles is like doing that what I just did with that water right now. It's like doing what I just did with that water. So it is shallow men. Shallow men wait for miracles or for luck. Shallow men believe in luck or miracles. But strong men, they know that God has already performed He has already done the greatest miracle. And that miracle is that He has already created everything that we need for life and godliness. And He has already given us everything that we need for life and godliness. He's given us water, He's given us ocean, He's given us land, He's given us sea, He's given us fruits, He's given us nature, He's given us mineral resources, He's given us air, He's given us everything. Just go and work on it. Only shallow men believe in luck and all miracles. Only shallow men believe in luck and miracles. Strong men believe in cause and effect. Strong men believe in cause and effect. What is cause and effect? Cause and effect means if I don't do anything by myself or with God, what God has already given me, nothing will happen. I must use my energy to go and get knowledge. and I must use that knowledge. That is the cause. I must cause something to happen. I must cause something to happen. God has already provided everything. When I make all my own efforts, when I do everything that I need to do from my own side, I have produced God the cause for me to have result. Effect. Effect means result. And that means that results don't come if I don't provide the cause, the reason for the result to come. So cause and effect means the cause is the reason. Why do you think you qualify for miracle? Why do you think that miracle should come? Why do you think that this year that is coming now should be different from the last year that just ended? What is the argument? What reason? What have you done differently? If you have not done anything differently for this new year that is coming, and you are expecting a new result, it's like being a lunatic. It's like craziness. Only crazy people don't do anything new and they are expecting new results. If you keep on doing the same thing, you only have the same result. If you're doing the same thing and expecting a new result, you are crazy. You are not mad. You are mad. You are not normal. Since you have not done a new thing, so what should you do in Christmas seasons and New Year holidays and things like that? What you should do is to be doing analysis of yourself. What have you done like wrong last year, or what did you do last year that were okay but that gave you the result you already have now? And then you are supposed to analyze and plan out new things that you are supposed to do that will give you more satisfactory result. So you have to plan new actions, new expectations, new cause, new reasons, new arguments, new efforts to put into it. Then after you have planned out and you have come out with new decisions and new activities, then you can now say, now I'm doing new things. Now those new things will bring me new results. I am putting in new efforts, and these new fresh efforts will bring me new fresh results. But if you did not plan, change your efforts, change your activities, if you did not change your knowledge base, if you did not get new set of knowledge, if you did not get new set of information, and you are just expecting that the new result will come, you demand? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? You take crazy? That is nonsense. You have not done anything new. You have not done new efforts, new preparation. You have not brought a new knowledge to your mind, new wisdom, new set of information. And you are expecting that God will just... Do you think God is unfair? Do you think God is foolish? You want to fool God? What we are trying to do sometimes is to fool God. We want to fool God with our prayers. We want to deceive God. God cannot be deceitful. God knows that you have not gotten new information yet, and that you just want to bribe him with your prayers. God knows that you have not put in the effort yet, and just want to bribe him with your tithe and offering and gift and prophetic gift and sowing tithe and offering, and you want to bribe him to change the rules for you without you doing everything. You think God is just foolish like that? That's why 90% of prayers in churches don't come to pass. You go and check. 90% of prayers in churches don't come to pass at all. Especially those prayers for miracles, they don't come to pass. They only get 2% answer. And it is those 2% answer that they begin to parade. Oh, when I was in Paris. Oh, there was a dead woman who came. Oh, when I was in Abuja. Oh, the woman has been barren for 20 years. 20 years barrenness. When I just said this in the door and the womb just opened. When I was the crusade in Kwara. Oh, the blind man came. I brought one now. Come and do this one right time. I won't go now. Not the one in Abuja and Kwara and Badi will remember. But this one that's here. Come and do it. Do it now. If their miracles have been predictable, we could do it anytime we want. Foolishness and stupidity has been enthroned on our society. And those are the people who are pastoring also. Those are the people who are leading. These are the leaders of the country. These are the heroes of the country. It is the pastors and preachers who are doing all this rubbish that the whole country is following on. These are the most privileged people in the country. These are the most elevated people in the society. The pastors, they are the ones who are, especially in Africa, they are going to be irrelevant in Europe. And they are using people's ignorance to spread their deception and put people in more bondage. Any society that is always looking for miracles make their people weak. Any society that is always looking and teaching their people to expect miracles, to look for miracles, they are making that society to be shallow. Any society that is making people to be expecting miracles, looking for miracles and all that, they are causing that nation to be weak. The country and nation will always be weak. That is always expecting miracles and waiting for miracles, praying for miracles, and teaching people to expect and be waiting for miracles. That society will always be weak. That society will always be poor. That society will always be naked and helpless. And that is what has happened to all these developing countries, where too much emphasis are being laid on, miracles, and it is only the societies that are being taught about the power of cause and effect. It is only when the principles and the teaching of cause and effect is widespread in the society, only then the society becomes strong. It is only when a society is based on informed knowledge, only when a society is based on understanding and wisdom and science and know-how, that society goes forward. Oh, somebody will say, oh yeah, but yes, Europe, okay, what is they are developed, and America, they are developed, but they don't have God. But you are running there. You are running there to get their dollar. You are running there to get their pounds. You are running there now. If they are going to hell, if they are bad, if they are sinners, make you sit in Africa now, be living in your poverty. Why don't your miracles bring you all the things you need in Africa? We make our societies weak. We make our peoples weak. We make our people slave. We make them foolish. We make them weak and shallow when we are emphasizing miracles all the time. Why should you expect miracles in 2017? Because you have not planned enough. You have not done what you need to do. And this week I'll be talking about all the things that you need to do instead of expecting miracles. All the principles you need to put in place. All the things that must change before you could expect miracles. If those things don't happen, if those things don't change, it is foolishness to expect a miracle. Any nation. Look at who I see here. Pastor Adebo Tomowemo is here. Wow. Pastor, I got your letter yesterday, and I know that you are calling me, but you are calling me when I was on live. I was on live doing my program now, and you are calling that time. I not go pick when I do live. And then you wrote the letter about the book. Yes, I gave those people permission to print my books. Thank you. But I've not had time to reply you because I've been busy here. But thank you so much. Nice to see you. So if you want something to happen for you in 2017, go and sit down. Go to solitude. Go and do analysis. Go and do critical thinking. Go and find out what are the things that you did right. What are the things that you didn't do right. What are the new things that you could do to help you to become a better person and to have the result that you did not have last time in this time. I see that you people are not sharing this message. We have 160 something people here and only 60 something have shared. 100 people have not shared. Go and share the message now. You afraid? Are you scared of sharing this message? You think I'm in error big time? Let's go share the message. I think it will be a blessing to a lot of people. And another reason why I think, Pastor, that you need to share the message is that you need to listen to this again and again. You know, you are listening to someone now that doesn't have conventional mind. This message I'm preaching, you think you've heard me? You need to listen to this many, many times for it to really get to you. It is easy for you to just condemn me and to just say, oh, what? No, it's just I'm blaspheming or I'm just speaking rubbish. Yes, it's easy to do that, and you can do that. But if you really take your time to listen and say, what is this guy really trying to say? Let me try to understand it. If you really put in effort to understand this message, you will discover that it is not those miracle workers that are helping you. You will discover that I am more interested in you. I am helping you more than those ones who are giving you miracle. Some people now, they are doing 2 services, 3 services, 4 services a day in their churches. They are doing service every day from morning to night. You know why? So that they will take more money from you. They will be promising you more miracle next time, more miracle this time. This new year will be this. You know, it's a business time for pastors now. It is harvest time. New year is harvest time for churches and pastors. They know that all the foolish people are coming to church to ask. They don't walk, they don't plan, they don't do strategies, they don't do analysis, they just want miracles. Okay, now let's bring them on there. We go pray. The pastor himself is in need of miracles. He himself needs you to be his own miracles. His own miracle is easy, but he will just convince you to bring the thing. That's the way he gets his own miracle. But in your own case, maybe wait for miracles. Maybe something will happen. So, back home. I don't laugh, finish my back, don't ache. Don't you notice that when the church asks for a problem, they begin to have program upon program? And in all the program, they need you to do offering. In fact, there are some churches right now that they have church every day, or they have one meeting every day. And what I discovered that in every meeting they do offering. Exploitators. Those are the exploitators of this world. I said, in fact, there was a guy who came to me in my own church from Nigeria. He came to me to my church and said, Pastor. I said, yes. He said, what are you doing? I said, what? He said, you are only having 2 services a week. I said, yes. Why? He said, you don't know? I said, what? He said, the way they do it in Africa is that you have to have one kind of meeting. You have to think. So Monday you could have leaders meeting. So I said, we have leaders meeting. He said, but you don't. He said, I've been in your church for 1 month. I've not seen you do any offering in the leaders meeting. I said, why should we do offering in leaders meeting? He said, every time, that is the idea now. Every meeting you do is for offering. You don't know? I said, why? I said, but they already gave offering on Sunday. He said, it doesn't matter. You have to preach something and they will still give on Monday too. He said that on Tuesday, organize another meeting, maybe for women or for men, and then they will also do offering. Then on Wednesday, you try to, put a meeting, just some meeting for businessmen, for example. Then you will still do offering also. Then on Thursday, you could have your midweek service. Then on Sunday, make sure you have 2 services. 1 service in the morning, 1 offering. So 1 service in the evening, another service, another offering. Then Saturday, you should do some special impartation service or miracle service or something. They will also bring offering. Friday, the night vigil. He said, I've also been your night vigil. People don't do offering there. He said, Pastor, you are losing all. He said, that night prayer you are doing, that is the biggest offering. Because that's where the miracles are happening. So you should do here and bring. Can you imagine what pastors have done to? Can you imagine what pastors have done to? And the foolish members They are thinking, oh, my man of God have said, my man of God, oh, pastor has said, pastor has said. They don't even put their own head. They don't even use their own head again. Pastor, they do his own miracle for himself now. And he's asking you to wait. So I said, thank God I didn't grow up in that country. Oh. Thank God I didn't grow up in Africa as a Christian, because, I mean, wickedness. And people, these are almost all churches do this. Almost all churches. Calculated manipulation of God's people. Putting people in ignorance. Holding people down in foolishness. So that people will not develop their mind. Putting fear in them. Saying if you challenge what they think, what we are saying, if you preach anything else than what we are saying, you are not loyal or you are rebellious. Making people be afraid. So to even think with their mind, to even think with their head. You know. That's why it is so only shallow men believe in, wait for those miracles and run after those miracles and believe in those miracles. Shallow men. They don't even know that they have been manipulated. Now you can see why some white people and the Europeans don't want to believe in God. Because they have seen all this rubbish and they started using their mind. And this happens. Timothy says, no, I grow in a different church in Nigeria. Yes, because you are a member. I am talking with the top brass. I know the top people. You show me any church in Nigeria where they have a meeting that they don't collect offering. And they only do offering once a week or twice a week. You show me that church in Nigeria. I'm not talking on the level of small people who are just members or who don't know what is going on. I'm talking to you from an informed position. Do you know that some of those churches where you people are going to, where you are giving offering and tithe to men of God, that the information in the banks of Nigeria, the information is that if you put together all the accounts, all the money that is stored up in the accounts of churches in Nigeria, is more than the national budget of Nigeria. Only few churches, 10 churches in Nigeria, the money in their accounts is more than the whole wealth of the whole country. And the country is borrowing money. The country is looking for money. And they are still asking for offering every day. And there are poor people in those churches. In fact, there are more poor people than rich people. This is an informed information. This is a declassified information. Make you wait. Come on, make you enjoy. Yeah, it's okay. If you are enjoying the process, keep on going. It's your freedom. You have your right. I'm just talking for people who want to know. So, why you should not wait for miracles in 2017? Because only weak people wait for miracles. Strong people, they make their own miracles happen. They make their own miracles happen. Okay? Deborah Cole said, wow, shallow men believe in miracles. Shallow men believe in luck. That's one of the quotes I read in Pastor Sunday's books. You see, I told you that's one of my favorite quotes. Jide Craig said, wow. Miracles are the children's bread, not for grown-up men. Grown-up men live by principles of the Word of God. Cause and effect, yes. Cause and effect are the principles of the Word of God. So this is a solid word, Dr. Adelaja. Well, thank God. If you have not shared the link, let's go share this link. I think this word should go to people who are hungry. Niyi Olushola said, miracles are basically for unbelievers. Jesus says, without signs and wonders, people will not believe. He further told Thomas that blessed are those who have not seen but have believed. So people who have not seen and have believed are more blessed than people who have seen and are believing only after they have seen. Yetunde said, wow, Pastor Sunday, this is a deep word. Waiting for miracles is giving God a slap in the face. Yes. Shehu Oluwatope, when we reduce ourselves to just waiting for miracles, we dishonor God and land him a slap on the face. Miracles are designed for children. Yep. Oluwakayode, miracles are for the wilderness, when men can do absolutely nothing logically to bring in about a solution. Yes. Oh, look who came. Tiger Depre. Welcome, Tiger. Long time. Oh, look, only 40 people have shared the message. People are not sharing this message. Oh. People are scared to share the message, I guess. Tiger Depre said, we are meant to live in the blessing and not like those who run after miracles. Yeah, you're right. Adekeye Adewale Emmanuel. Good morning, sir. Thanks for this early teaching. I have read your book, Money Will Make You Rich, and it really expanded my thinking about money. Where can I get the hard copy of the book inserted by the ungodliness in Nigeria? Well, there is a guy that wrote me in Nigeria that he wants to print the book. So I'm starting to communicate with him. I think soon it will come up in Nigeria. Timothy Jayola said, really, this teaching is not strange. It looks strange to us only because we have gone astray. Yep. For this is understanding that is really needed. A lot have been blinded and kept in bondage by this error, committing their brains to a storage compartment. God bless you, sir. Henry Isham, yes, my first time of listening to you, and I'm loving your word. Hello, can I get a hello? Yes, Henry Isham. There's a link here from Pastor Sunday, Dr. Sunday Adelaja, about my book, Insulted by Ungodliness. You can follow the link and get your own copy. That book is going to, if you think you have read any of my books before, you wait till you read that book. That book will just set you free and set you on fire. Elizabeth Aina says, thank you, sir. Well said. While there is nothing wrong with miracles, but to sit down and praying for it is like limiting God. I think Pastor Sunday wants us to start seeing God in a new light, beyond the miracles. So while they are good, if they occur often, praise the Lord. But to sit around waiting for it is simply limiting God. Yep, you are right. Rochelle White said, when I went to the supermarket on Christmas Eve, I saw it. I think she started saying this for the first time, that people are just like slaves. They became like robots to the season. And everybody just doing the same thing automatically as if they became robots. You see, that's what I'm saying. That you should be in charge of the season, of the holiday season. And that's why I'm not big about it, because I'm in charge. I'm having Christmas every day. Yetunde says, Pastor Sunday, I'm speaking in tongues right now. Dr. Adelaja, oh, you have nailed it. Anastasia, get wisdom and knowledge rather than waiting for miracles. Yep. Jide is saying some churches have simply created zombies, lazy, mindless people solely dependent on luck to get by life. Yep. That's a pity. Deborah Cole said they will be praying, shaking their heads like chickens. Nothing happens. They are still doing the same thing at the same time and being the same spot. Afolabi Victor, most pastors in Africa have built large cathedrals but have not built a hospital where miracles can take place daily for their sick members. It's a pity. Joy Akanono, remember when God sent the children of Israel to Canaan, he didn't tell them they were going to meet a fight, but they fought in order to possess their possession. They could have waited for God, who asked them to go possess the possession, to come fight for them. But they had to fight themselves. Jide Craig, the world is supposed to be run by principles, not miracles. Miracles are the exceptions. Yep. You got it. Yeah, Chigo says, Kai, this will make some people to regard you as an unbeliever in some circles. Not be laugh matter. Oheneba Anyani says, this is very deep and thought-provoking. Just bought 3 books now. Do you have this in a book or DVD? Yes, that's the book I just spoke to you about. Insulted by ungodliness. It's there a little bit, but I think the book where this particular teaching you find more of it is in this book. Only God can save Nigeria. Only God can save Nigeria. What a myth. Only God can save Nigeria. What a myth. Davida says the law of sowing and reaping, or cause and effect, is what God put in place to serve us. Miracles is God having mercy on our lack of knowledge and ignorance. It comes to our aid when we are helpless. Miracles are also higher laws that God uses to displace the lower ones when he has to. Yep. Onyinye Okoro, a pastor in Nigeria, said to his members that if they are sick after 2 weeks of being born again, that they are not born again. And I know about 3 people that have died because they have to exercise their faith in that church. A pregnant woman just died because she said she must deliver normally, refusing the advice of her doctors to go through a cesarean section. Wow. Noel Okushuku, there are cases I have witnessed with my wife where she went to a church to get a sick person's blood sample for test, and when he did the test, the person was HIV positive. I went there with her and dragged her into the car for her daily medications. Now she is alive. Wow. Shidi Ebere Okosha. There are only a few Christians in Africa that align with this. Hence our severe underdevelopment, even with all the churches, prayers and night vigils. Yes? Yetunde, and like you said, Dr. Adelaja, a lot of churches will lose their members. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Niyo Lushala, principles are superior to miracles. God has designed the world to be run by principles rather than by miracles. Miracles are exceptions rather than the norm. It is foolishness to live by exceptions rather than the rules. Theophilus Tumboso said, I love this, your laughter, Pastor. Your laughter makes me laugh. You are a miracle yourself, sir. Yes, Deborah said, we are the miracles God has made in his image. Yep. G.D. Craig, churches have encouraged, enabled, and created spiritual refugees. Refugees have lost hope, lack the ability to see potential in their situation, and believe only that miracles is the only way for them. Adedo to Adenira, most churches in Africa are miracle centers. Very few are principal centers. This is one major reason why we are at the level we are right now. Yeah, very sad. Yetunde said that water and cup demonstration was exactly what I was thinking of as well. Dr. Adelaja, you are just simply a genius. Joyce error. Churches have enslaved their members to keep coming for miracles. Yeah. Noel said, I said it here and I will repeat it again. A lot of churches here in our country, Nigeria, will close down. Bishops will go hungry. Fake pastors will become redundant. Even if a saw of old will be needed, then it will happen. Okay, Shioma is giving the telephone number here for the download of this message, the audio of this message, and all Pastor Sunday's material in Nigeria. Omonik says, Pastor Sunday, I agree with you, sir. We used to sing a song in church that says, "It's in your hand. You hold your miracle. Your miracle is in your hand." Thank you so much for this teaching. God bless you, sir. Yeah. Adedotun said, this is the reason why we are producing chickens and eagles in churches in Africa. Eagles are principle driven, while chicken thrive on miracles. Okay, we are producing chicken, not eagles. Noel Okushuku. Now Dr. Adelaja is shouting it aloud that churches need to stop deceiving people and people should stop deceiving themselves. Is it till the saw of old arise against them before they will repent? God, please help your sheep that are still roaming about under fake ministries. Yeah. Joy says, the Bible says that signs and wonders will follow us. Those who are running after signs, who are running after signs and wonders, please do serious thinking. Those who run after miracles reduce their worth. Plan your miracles yourself. Be in charge of your destiny. Be in charge of your thoughts. Be in charge of your principles. Stop being too religious and forgetting the purpose of your vision. Invest your time wisely. No food for lazy man. How can you be deceiving yourself expecting miracles that is just by chance when God has given you all the miracles you need to function in life? Your life is a miracle. Your strength is a miracle. Your time is a miracle. Your resources is a miracle. You name it. It's like having a key to your car and commanding your car to open by itself so that you can use the car. You will not use the car key. God will give us more wisdom. Yep. Shiga said, Pastor, you are dismantling some people's whole ministry here. Because the ministries have been built on deception. That's their problem now. Tiger Dear said, the truth is hard. I pray people will be set free from this delusion of religion. Yep. Anastasia McDonald. Pastor Sunday is an expert in wiping foolishness from people's eyes. Pastor Adebo said, this is why the Bible says God has given us the power of working of miracles, not the waiting for miracles. Or waiting of miracles. But working of miracles, it has to work. It's a working, not waiting. Bola Buro. People go about looking for miracles, and some pastors will go about looking for miracle power from juju herbalists just to keep members in church collecting their tithe and offering. Yeah. Yet today, if these words can come out from a pastor that is leading a church of 25,000 people, then I need to think right and make a quick change. No more slavery. Change starts now. Yeah. Tiger Diebre. Even the pastor that propagate these doctrines in Africa still run to Europe and America to buy properties, and they send their children there to school, and they condemn Europe and America. Yep. Prudence Ngafo. Miracles come from our efforts. What we step out to do. God help our brothers and sisters. So bondage is too much. Adedotun said, can you imagine the governor of a state in a church with architectural defect for concentration of bishop when the building collapsed to kill so many people simply because of our approach to matters? These are simple principles based and never miracles. Yeah. Joyce Error. Pastor, you are just the best pastor in the world. Thank you. Timothy said, in fact, you are causing a revolution in my mind now. Gladys Wosu. Pastor, are you trying to speak broken English? Yes, I'm learning. I'm trying my best. Yetunde said, this is a bomb. It's already exploded. It's in me right now. Stella said, Dr. Adelaja, I and my house have escaped these churches. Aina said, absolutely. The scripture says, my people will perish for lack of knowledge. There are people who literally die waiting for miracles in churches. So sad. Deborah Cole is saying, even right now as we are speaking, services are going on in one of the big churches in Nigeria when their congregations need to stay at home and enjoy bank holiday with families. They are in churches. They are not in their families. Pastor, you are spoiling business of so many pastors. So that's what Joy says. Yeah. Theophilus says, in most churches, they tell you about a revival and they campaign something like this. When you come, invite your friends, there will be healing, there will be deliverance. And then I said to myself, deliverance is not limited to just during revival or prayers. Manifestations happen everywhere, not just during revivals. Bola Luro said, some of these pastors use the money and offering tithe to build churches that even some of the church members cannot afford to pay for, to build schools that the church members cannot afford to even pay for. Noel Okushuku says, shame, shame, shame. I thank God Pastor Sunday is speaking about this, and he's a pastor himself. If someone else had said that, they would have said it's a rebellion. It's in rebellion. Oyiye Okoro said this January mass fasting will start in churches. The fasting too starts. Some people will fast 21 days, some 40 days, some 100 days. Going to church every day and still giving offering for 100 days, 40 days, 21 days. Shineke, are you serious? Wahala deo. This is blindness. Crazy. Even if they are going to fast, let them fast in their house. Why should they be going to church? I didn't notice a pastor, you got the gist. Exploitation, offering-driven services. Bishop and pastors becoming richer and members becoming poorer. They themselves are big thinkers. They build universities with poor people's offerings and members can't even attend. Davida said nothing is new under the sun. The Catholic Church did this in the past. Only history is repeating itself. Ufuoma is a very sad situation. Instead of liberating people, they have held people in captivity of ignorance. On this platform, I have experienced true liberation. Lola Aina said, you coming back to Africa will be a threat to many fake pastors. So, Ladi Shorunke, only Homo sapiens are that gullible that, only biomass are that gullible that they give what they need now to pastor and ask to wait for a miracle, trying to getting a banana from a monkey and try to convince the monkey to expect a miracle. My guess is the monkey will beat the living daylight out of you. Yeah. Noel says, honestly, I used to say to myself that if God say I should open a church, I would disagree because of the way churches and pastors have backslided Christianity, blackstardized Christianity. Honestly, sometimes I feel like using caterpillar to bulldoze some churches. Honestly speaking. Elizabeth Aidan says, that much money in the church, wow, and people are waiting for miracles. Now I see why Jesus was upset and turned the tables at the temple, because he projected into the future and saw the potential. The heart of man is totally wicked. Elizabeth says, and some of these church members are suffering. They don't even have basic needs. Theophilus says, the church pastors of today will be telling you 10 people will fall during prayers, speaking in tongues and all of that. It's not about the prophecies, or it's now about the prophecies and speaking in tongues. Jesus never operated like that 2,000 years ago. Emmy Bobby. Powerful wisdom coming out of the mouth of Pastor Sunday. She God said, now I share this message twice daily. Oh, wow. Ufo, my pastor, they are scared of sharing this message because please don't withhold the truth. Share and listen. You have not even heard yourself. You need to watch this again, so you need to share. Olukayode, this message will blow your mind. If you are not ready for truth, do not even watch this video. Only for sons. Ebenezer, walk out your salvation with fear and trembling. People are not seeking to jump the walking path, so they become victims. Yep. Timothy said, great teaching, Pastor. I pastor a church in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Two major businesses in Port Harcourt are oil and church. Oil and church and business. How do we deliver the people from this ignorance? Come here this week. All this week, Timothy. You have to be here all this week. You will like it. Shinwe, the yoke of ignorance is being broken. Noel says, it's not all of us that are pious and quiet Christians like Pope. I'm tired of promoters of miracles as if Africa is a dumping ground. All kinds of sick people and people without common sense. I'm tired, really tired. Oyinye, Pastor Sunday is my miracle this year. This teaching has saved my family from deceit and lies of churches. Thank you so much. You are liberating and delivering souls. Elizabeth, how can members think when they are always in church? Some people, God has been longing for fellowship time with them as individuals, but they are busy running from church to church. Akinfe Samuel, we still have few pastors who teach God's truth in Nigeria. Neither depend on members offering. My church has held several public services with due participants without raising offering. People get the kind of leaders they deserve. Yep, I agree. Richard Eberige, every pastor needs to hear this message in order to re-engineer their mind for the true purpose of the church. So sad, some pastors have made their members totally brain dead in order to keep the business going. Yeah. Elizabeth, I know this thing is serious. So some people even go from pastors to pastors asking them to pray for them. Not only is it self-disrespect, it's dishonoring God too. Yeah. Yep. Anastasia, rather than wait for miracles, I put effort in attending Pastor Sunday's kingdom classes so that the law and the laws of cause and effect can take place. And it is working. The rewiring is happening in my mind. I am applying the laws of conversion. Yep. Lolaina, your daughter Pearl said it yesterday, sir, that failure is the mother of success. Such a big word from a young girl. Lazy people should get up and work hard instead of waiting for miracles. Yep. Adedotun said, pastor in Nigeria now, it is fasting and prayer time. I'm yet to see teachings on how to make 27 better by principles teaching. They are waiting and fasting and praying that miracles will happen in 2017. Theophilus, if a pastor does not speak and you feel they believe you are not anointed, it's so pathetic. Ernest Ebon, my aunt collapsed last 2 years at home. Instead of rushing her to the hospital, they rushed her to the church and prayed overnight until she died. Ooh. Before the pastor said she should be taken to the hospital. Wow. My God. Yetunde say, thank you for this deliverance, Dr. Adelaja. It should be permanent in my life. I beg, I don't tire, Joe. For the past few days, I've been struggling with my spirit. Now I know why. I was being prepared for this. Lesson learned, decision made. I am commanding my 2017 period. Festus, how can a church meet up with our obligations if offering is not collected, man of God? I'm not saying that offering shouldn't be collected. You know what I'm talking about, and everybody else know what I'm talking about. Not just about offering being collected, but we know all the abuses that are happening. Yetunde is saying, please share this message, please. Bright Ibitoye, Pastor, you are killing church business in Nigeria and Africa. If it's a business, then it has to be killed. Let them begin to produce goods and services and do real business, not be church. Afolabi, there are so much foolishness in the body of Christ. Joy, when the Bible said that judgment will begin in the house of God, I think it has begun already. Anastasia, I remember back there was a church which grew into tens of thousands of people. This church had a water spraying machine which was used on its members every Sunday. So with the purpose of releasing miracles, you can imagine the amount of offering that needed to be paid, not offered. Wow, water spraying machine. Amazing. Ebenezer Ariwoyo, do you not see this also in Africa? Oh, it started in Africa, in America, sorry. I think it started in America. Only Nigerians have taken it to a new level. But at least in America, there are a lot of other people who are working, who are doing constructive things. It's not as massive as in Africa. Kunle Alaba, the greatest catalyst to Islamization is the messing up of God's people. Each time God's people abandon righteousness, He allows the heathen to whip them. If the church in Nigeria sanitizes herself and returns to God in truth, God will arise and crush every invader in the name of Islamization. My own worry is not the threat posed by Islam, but by how the church has abandoned the teachings of Christ and replace them with doctrines of devils and philosophy of men. Professor Femi Akindele. Wow, that is brilliant. That must be a very brilliant mind. Yeah. Adelaja Disu, Pastor, you are the prototype man of God. The type of Jesus came to show us to aspire to be. Ushe Amadi, this is an amazing message, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Your life and ministry is blessing us greatly. Jide Craig says, please share this message. Gladys Nwosu, I can't understand why people are so stupid in their belief. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of church going. If I don't feel like going to church, I stay at home with my family and have a good time. Afolabi said, I myself am an ordained pastor, but I don't want to run a church business. I prefer running NGO to help people. Onyinye said, I've shared this thing 3 times already. Please go share. There is time. This message is going to be shared to all my family and friends in Ghana. God bless you, Pastor. Darlene Madu, sir, you have spoiled us on listening to your teaching every day. When some pastors are saying some things they think we don't know, but thank God we are wiser now with your teachings. Thank you so much, sir. Gladys Nwosu, please, sir, how is it going to be on Sunday, the New Year? I hope we will be lucky this time with the network. Please make it happen, sir. Looking forward. On the New Year night, I think we are going to have the transmission. I think we are going to have 31, I don't know, I will find out if 31 of December, we meet the new year in the church, in our church, on the 31st. So 31st to 1st is New Year Day. And then on the 1st, I will have a small fellowship here in my house. I think we will also place that. And we will be online with you. We'll be doing live broadcast to you people. Elizabeth said, Pastor Sunday is my miracle this year. Buro Luro. Sometimes I wonder why some pastors get their own scriptures from, like, it's not the same Bible. Yeah. Nikki Okoro, this is liberation in action. However, some pastors will blind people from listening. They will ban people from listening to this message. Yep. Just yesterday, I was settling a matter between a member and a pastor regarding money matters. The pastor was gathering church money for his own use, and when members asked for account details, the pastor suspended the members and told them they had touched God's anointed. TY, I was sharing with a friend my plans and projections for 2017 from January to the end of the year. In fact, since I started listening to Pastor Sunday and reading on Dr. Adelaja, I have made 2 to 3 year plan with timeline. You cannot remain ordinary listening to this man of God. And Marie, there are churches that charge consultation fee before you see the pastor for deliverance, prayer, and miracles. Wow, that is crazy. TY, personally, it will be tragic for those of us who have been opportune to this truth from Pastor Adelaja's platform to remain as business as usual. It's just impossible. Theophilus, God is not desperate about our money because the wealth belongs to him. Even our lives belong to him. So let the pastors not be too desperate about telling the members to sow a seed. Let them allow God to do his business. It's God's business, not mine. And also the church does not belong to the pastor, belongs to God. Noel Okoshuku, Dr. Sufficient answered the question about church structure, and she said those that are God's embassy pastors have their churches not named after Dr. Adelaja ministry, including the Orthodox pastors trained by Pastor Sunday. Yep. Afolabi said, in 2004, I went to see a pastor in Abuja, Nigeria for counseling, and I was told to buy miracle water for 3,000 before I could be allowed to see the man of God. Shigo, pastor, don't spoil market for people. It's no longer business as usual. Yep. Bola Luro, thank God for Pastor Sunday. You are God's gift to my life in 2016. Gladys, thank you. I'm looking forward. God bless you, sir. Yeah. Temilola, wow, I can't believe people are doing this for miracles. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I will be back tonight. I'll be back tonight to continue these teachings. Why you should not wait for miracles in 2017, and what you should do rather. So that will be tonight and every day this week. God bless you. Make sure you share the message and write some comments on your sharing. Well, don't just share the message. Write your comments, and your comments is what's going to make people to want to watch or not to watch. Ushe Shuku said, pastors in Nigeria should read Pastor Sunday's book, Pastoring Without Tears. Yep. So thank you so much, everyone. Nice being with you, and it's been a fun morning this morning. I've laughed a lot this morning. I'm going to laugh a lot this week, and you know what? You people are going to laugh a lot too, because there are going to be a lot of revelations coming out this week. Adelaja, one of the greatest miracles for me personally is connecting to this life-changing teaching by Pastor Sunday Adelaja, and also thanking God for the birthing of Facebook idea by Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah. So we are not waiting for miracles. We are getting our acts together, planning our lives, converting, listening, studying, getting new information, sitting down to put our miracles together instead of waiting for them. All right. God bless you. See you tomorrow. See you tonight. God bless. Bye.